there's a city that knows the proper way to smash a guitar, yeah, it is this city of rock and roll. And in the footsteps of Hendrix, Cobain, and so many others, another one has been shattered to pieces before kickoff here at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland. Straight ahead with a nationwide audience tuning in, it's a Monday night primetime showdown between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cleveland Browns. The ball is teed up, kicking team looks ready. And here we go on Monday Night Primetime. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
The promise and the potential, well, they've been with Lawrence his whole football life. From high school in Georgia to stardom at Clemson and even a playoff run in Jacksonville, it's just consistency. Week in and week out, that'll be the next step for Trevor in his career.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. First carry now. This is Bashal Tootin. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground, you could throw beyond the sticks, really create some indecision now defensively.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Man in motion here. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And the Jaguars have a first down.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Tootin gets it from the gun. And he's going to take this down to the opposing 44. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
You want to drain some of the excitement, some of the noise from a home stadium? It's exactly how you do it when you go on the road. Run it right down their throat from the jump.
First down, and they go right back to him. Still going inside the 35.
Perfect.
And this play's nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it. A pickup of 17. And the Jaguars have a first down.
I call that a table setter right there. Table setter for yourself as a team in that huddle, gaining confidence on the ground, and you know that's going to set the table for some great play action pass to come.
Going to the ground again on first. And he comes through big here. 9 yards. It's 2nd down.
I got to really wrap my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league.
Because if you go back and watch that stream from yesterday, the gameplay was like,
to will this drive forward.
It was lagging.
Less than a
glitching.
ruler needed here on
Click on
2nd
the screen
down.
now and look at it. And you can see the difference, the major difference. Major difference.
They'll go again here with Tootin. Quite the turnaround these last 2 plays, huh? Nice gain on 1, and now they get him behind the line. I think they might have taken that first down for granted there, Brock, and now their punishment is they got to figure out 3rd down.
Yeah, a little bit of questioning, some mind games now, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't that work out? Can we trust to run it here on 3rd down? Not a gigantic call, but one that certainly creates a lot of confusion.
3rd down, Lawrence to throw. Pressure coming, and he's taken down. The Browns got him. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Facing 4th down, the Jags electing to send out Cam Little for this field goal try. It's about 43 yards for it. Little knocks it through. And they get 3 on their first series. Hope to build on that in the drives ahead.
All in all, Kate, I'm going to call that a good start. Offense established himself, moved the ball, and the kicker able to give him a lead.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Fields this one at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. They're led out by the Colorado and Jackson State products. It's Shedeur Sanders.
Kate, I don't think any of us will forget the 2025 NFL Draft and the story that was Shedeur Sanders. But the key for him in his NFL career, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And he's got to use his wealth of experience as a change maker, a difference maker, to take this opportunity and run with it in Cleveland.
To the air on first down, Sanders. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up second down.
We spend so much time talking about an offense and how they script their first 15 plays typically. But how about that defensive coordinator, that head coach? Heck, every player on that sidelines, you couldn't script it any better. Well, other than maybe taking the ball away, creating a negative play, creating a sack, creating offense now behind the chains, that's exactly how you're looking to start.
Big play to start the game. Defense comes out firing. It's second and long. Working out of the gun, Sanders. Caught quickly on the slant. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. They'll air it out on 3rd. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kind of feel like we're watching a welcome to the NFL moment for this rookie quarterback. Hey, kid, yeah, the rush gets here a little bit faster at this level than it does the college game.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. Space past the 35. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Second drive of the game upcoming for this Jaguar offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. The Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on 1st and 10. On the give, it's Tootin. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Here's the first carry for LeQuint Allen. Good defensive effort here, drives them back across midfield onto their own side.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. They'll throw 3rd and long. Has him on the quick hitter. And this spot is going to be close, but he does not have that first. They're going to face 4th and short.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Just about a yard to the marker, so they're going to take the risk and go for this. Going on 4th, here's Lawrence. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs. So that play doesn't work out, but things make it even worse for them. Looks like one of their big guys out front is in need of a look from the training staff. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. To the air, Sanders. Finds him over the middle. He's still going at the 30. And he's stopped as he gets this one down to the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 26. And that's a Browns first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Quinshawn Judkins. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Called down by the rookie out of Notre Dame. That's Jack Kaiser.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Out of the gun, here's Sanders. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. And they take this in for the score. The Browns pull ahead 6-3 in the first. Now, Brock, it looked like it took the full defense a while to recognize that he was actually running with it. I think it limited their ability to stop what turned into a pretty impressive touchdown.
I think you're exactly right on this one, Kate. Not too many scrambles go this far for a touchdown. And you got to give some credit to the guys around him. None of those receivers, tight ends, well, they just sold it. They didn't look back at him. Had they? I think the defense is able to react and stop that touchdown. Instead, that's 6 big points on the board.
This is Andre Schmidt to try the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Browns take a 4-point lead.
7, Jaguars 3.
And here is Schmidt to send this away. Returning it from the 4. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. They're coming off a 4th down try that didn't work in their favor. Let's see how that might affect the approach they take this time out. Jaguars look ready to go. Here comes 1st and 10. Off the play action, it's Lawrence. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. This one misses the tight end. So that brings up 2nd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Here's 2nd and 10 from the 21. Running back sent in motion. 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. Finds his running back. This is Bashul Tutin. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line.
A gain of 24 yards.
We're through one on Monday Night Primetime. 7-3 is our score. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. Back for the 2nd quarter. It's Jaguar football. They're looking at 1st down here. Lawrence looking to throw. It's a screen play for Allen. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Back to the air, Lawrence. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. A gain of 15 there. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Finds him on the crossing route. And they take him down just as he gets inside that red zone. Give him 24 on that play. And the Jaguars have a first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Inside give here for Tootin. And that is exactly what they were after, Brock. A good 8-yard run there on first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Lawrence, a quick throw out wide. And the stop is made after a gain of 6. That's going to make it first and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
4 downs to get this across. Here's first and goal. Allen. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on first and goal.
I'm going to guess at some point, whether it's in the huddle or over there on the bench on the sidelines after this drive, QB is going to go apologize to that running back. He just ran him into one heck of a negative play.
Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's second and goal. Lawrence working from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that brings up third and goal. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. And
he brings it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars take a second quarter lead. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Cam Little to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars push their lead to 3.
10, Browns 7.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10. Play action, Sanders. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So it'll be 2nd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
They'll go play action for Sanders. Escapes the pocket. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
On 1st down, here's Sanders. Forces one through double coverage. Oh, it's intercepted. Foye Oluokun with the pick.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force one where he shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
The Jaguars have running back Bashal Tutin headed out with the rest of the offense. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. First and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here. Hand off to Tutin. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL. But it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Throw right side, caught by Thomas. And he's sent down right after he makes that catch at the 40-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Tutin on 1st and 10. He's still going at the 30. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets it down to the 14. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, let's give them a little love right here, okay? They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
It's a handoff to Tutin, running right. And the big gain followed by a little bit of a loss here. Defense getting the better of him on that run. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. This one's caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That's another Jaguars 1st down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
And he brings it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars grow their lead just before halftime. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one right down the middle. And the Jaguars make it a 10-point ball game. Now looks like we're going to get a stoppage for an injured Jaguar. He's in some pain as the trainers head out to examine him. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Here's Tylan Wallace on the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. They're down 10 partway through this one. Score is 17-7. Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing it. Unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Geez, with each incompletion, each turnover, each sack, you can almost just feel this offense's frustration. Really imperative this quarterback stay positive. Just keep chopping away.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again here, Sanders. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down.